Okay, so take a head on this. 好吧 everyone, 福生无量天尊 welcome to today's class. So the next class, also the next 4 classes gonna be this time. If it's not very good for you, you could also just watch the replay. As far as I know, there is internet in the Dadaguan, but I cannot be sure. So now I'm in a hotel, and there's supposedly good internet, but I'm also not so sure if the internet is good. So anyway, we are talking about the Qing Jing Jing today, and I'm going to explain. We had a part like this before, and today we're gonna repeat this in the hope that the audio is not breaking up halfway. So we start with the highest Lord. The highest Lord, Taishang Lao Jun, is the Taishang Lao Jun is one of the 3 clarities. Everybody know already. 3 clarities. The Yuan Shi Tianzun, Shang Qing is the Lingbao Tianzun. Yuan Shi Tianzun is the Yu Qing, Shang Qing, and Tai Qing is Dao de Tianzun, and Lao Zi is a reincarnation of the Taishang Lao Jun, Dao de Tianzun. Speaking of the scripture of the eternal clarity and stillness. So Chang Qing, Chang Jing. It's a Qing Jing Jing, talking about the Chang Qing and Chang Jing. So Dao Jing Yue, Lord Lao speaks, the great Dao is formless. The great Dao giving birth to heaven and earth. So the great Dao is the Dao we cannot name. The Dao has no form, but it has every form. So this is why we say, okay, everybody need to listen very careful now. There is no right or wrong in any. It's just, if it's work, it's right. If it's not work, it's wrong. What do I mean by this? When somebody make a fu or fa, what is a fu? It's a talisman. What is a fa? It's a ritual. When somebody do something like this, and it has a positive outcome because they learn it from a tradition, it is useful because it is passed down from generation to generation. If somebody uses some made-up things and it has nothing but only a show effect, maybe even worse, is also harm people because they believe in this. This has nothing to do with Dao Fa. It's like made-up stuff and have nothing to do with the authentic Daoist practices. But it's all part of Dao. But we cannot say this one is correct or this one is not correct, because everything is Dao. So especially when you see somebody draw a talisman, to draw a talisman for the unexperienced eye, every talisman looks good. If somebody has, everybody need to turn off their microphone. If you enter this room, everybody need to make the microphone off. Okay, thanks. 好吧. If somebody's talisman look different, it's because they learn it this way or they just draw it this way. For an unexperienced eye, the talisman don't look different. But for some person who just practice this for maybe many years, they look at this, they know, okay, it's just drawn on a piece of paper without the correct method. Maybe it's just copied perfectly, it looks good. It looks like the original one, but the original one, you just hold it and it has energy to it. This is because it's used the correct fa. And there's hundreds and thousands of examples for this. Last week we speak about, or I posted about the authentic transmission. Somebody who don't have this authentic transmission and make the ceremony is just a play, theater. It's also part of Dao, but not of mine, but of theirs, you know. Speaking like this, to say it very clear, everything is Dao, right? Dao is formless. All the forms include this, giving birth to heaven and earth. So it's because the Dao, Dao, Sheng Yi, Yi Sheng Er. So the second sentence is great Dao is emotionless, rotate the sun and the moon. Because we as a human, we are not Dao, right? We make a difference. We have emotions, and greed or desire, desire is the mother of all the emotions. If I desire something, okay, I prefer this before that. I prefer the tea and I don't prefer coffee. So this is where I make the difference between yin and yang. So when I say, okay, I can either, both is okay. I accept both. So if I desire something, somebody take it away from me, I get angry, right? If I get it back, I get very happy. So only because we desire something, there's so many different emotions attached to this if the situation changed about this. And I gave, I think, a lot of examples in prior classes. It rotates the sun and the moon. So this means not, okay, it's the sun and the moon. Of course, it rotates the sun and the moon. But in fact, this deeper meaning of this is, it is accepting both. It rotates both the sun and the moon, okay, and yin yang. So if I can say, okay, I like coffee and I like tea, in modern words, maybe you like tea, but why don't you try coffee now, you know? And if you do so, you can also say, oh, Fabian, very good timing. Take a sip of her beautiful tea or cup or coffee, maybe, I don't know. So if you prefer something, maybe try the other one and try to prefer this at the same time. This is not very difficult, but very difficult at the same time. So Dao is nameless. It nourishes all the things. Now this goes further and says, like, we are like the water feeding all beings. I think this is clear for everyone. Right? We talk about this multiple times. So if we can accept everybody as our very good friend and don't make a difference between the person who looks nice to us and the person who doesn't look nice to us, or, you know, doesn't benefit us. Some people, they just look at somebody who nicely and are only nice to them if they can benefit us. This is not like Dao. Dao nourish all the things. So we don't make a difference between the homeless and the rich person. We don't make difference between the person who hit me and the person who kissed me. Yeah. So I don't know its name, therefore I name it Dao. 我不知其名，相命曰道。夫道者, as for this Dao. So if I don't know its name, I just give it the name Dao. So this is what Taishan Laojun say. He is the teacher. He's the Shi of the three clarities. Dao Jing Shi. Dao is the Dao represented by Yuan Shi Tianzun. And Jing is scriptures represented by Ling Bao Tianzun. And Shi is the Shifu, the master, represented by Taishan Laojun. So the master gave us the transmission with the scripture. If we understand the scripture, we are already practicing Dao on a very high level. So to understand this scripture, even the translation, we need to open our mind. So I name it Dao because that's a good name for it. I could name it different other words. Yeah, some may name it differently, but we call it Dao. And Taoism is not Dao. For everyone who's new here, I think only one, right? Who never heard this. Taoism is not Dao. Dao is Dao, and Taoism is religion. Religion and philosophy are the same, at least in the Taoist community. There is no way to separate this. They're both the same. They're both a side of the same metal. So there's yin yang in everything. Okay, so also in this religion and philosophy question. Dao has clarity and has murkiness. So now we have a list of what is yin yang. Yeah? It has motion, it has stillness. Heaven is clear, earth is murky. So these are all description for yin yang. Heaven is motion, earth is stillness. So before we talk about the root of the motion is stillness, right? So if we have, if you go back in your mind to the class where we talk about the most basic principles of the yin yang, there's always a little yin and a yang, but there is a root to everything, which is the center, the core of the existence. Okay. So male is clear, female is murky. What is the female? What is the male? Male is yang and female is yin. Clear is yang and murky is yin. Male is motion, female is stillness. Descending from the source, flowing to the end, thereby giving birth to all things. Descending from the source. Here again, we can use the sentence Dao Sheng Yi Sheng Er. And we are a part of these 10,000 things. All beings is the Wangwu. In the Dao De Jing is described as the Wangwu, the myriad things. So descending from the source, flowing to the end. What does this mean? It's the Dao is like water. You are here, I'm here, and the Dao flow around us, right? Taking everything with us. There's a Chinese saying is, Hai Na Bai Chuan. The ocean take the water of all little rivers. Doesn't matter how big they are. There was some water here, I don't know. Anyway, okay. I'm in a hotel beside Baiyuan, by the way. So I haven't had time to make videos today. It's really weird, but never mind, maybe tomorrow. Okay, so let's continue. So what is important is that we understand yin yang. This is just a way of describing the different expression of this yin yang. Male is motion, female is stillness. So now we have clarity is the root of murkiness. Motion is the root of stillness. If one can be constantly still, heaven and earth will revert. So if somebody sit in stillness, this is talking about this, sitting in stillness, and this scripture is about clarity and stillness. Qing, Jing. So if somebody sit in stillness, and I mean not like I meditate for 5 minutes and I'm, just that's not practice. This scripture is very beneficial for those who are seriously practicing. If one is not seriously practicing, it's also fine. It's just giving us a very good knowledge. But it's a step-by-step manual, basically, for those who can follow this through. If somebody can be still, yin yang turn around. So what does this mean? I will not tell you because no one here is as far as this. So you may have read this in other scriptures that the yin yang is turning around. What is this meaning? Yeah, here heaven and earth will revert entirely. So yin yang turn around is part of our internal practice. That far I can tell you. Okay, if we cultivate, there's many different ways of cultivation, but what this refers to is the practice we already mentioned many times, like the 炼精化气炼气化身. So if I'm on a very high level and I can enter the stillness, which is 化身虚炼身化道还道还虚还虚 means change into stillness. I practice my spirit, my shen, to let it enter stillness. This has at this point nothing to do with my body. This is a long way to go there. So then, you're not attached to this heaven and earth anymore. You can go wherever you want. And another good scripture in the morning liturgy is the Xing Miao Jing, also describe similar things. So heaven and earth will revert. Also, the energy inside the body will reverse. So yin yang change entirely. Some people, they in some scriptures, they refer to the marriage of yin yang, the marriage or the wedding of lead and mercury. So if one can constantly be still, means not only sitting for 5 minutes, but all the time in stillness. Also when I walk, when I eat, when I sleep. The spirit of a man, okay, not of a man as a male, but of a being male, of a human, is fond of clarity, but the mind disturbs it. So we all want to have a clear mind. All the people want to have a clear mind. If I have a clear mind, I can make up my mind, all this. But the mind, in fact, disturbs this because all the practices we do, they are nothing if we don't follow through. If I do internal practices, I also need to be careful with my diet. I need to stop eating. I need to stop using my taste buds. I need to seal my eyes and my ears, and I need to seal my nose and my mouth. So I cannot be disturbed. My mind cannot be disturbed. How we do this is very simple. Chihun is not good for practice. Chihun means not only meat, wine, but also onions, all very, we already talked about, I think last time or a couple times ago, about some of those special diets or in the webinar. So if someone can follow through it and can get rid of all his circumstance, what he, or like his lifestyle, change this, you immediately can go into the stillness. But most of the people, they cannot. So all the little things can disturb the mind. Only when you sit and you remember, maybe when you sit and try to enter stillness and you're in a very good state and everything feels right, maybe there is a little noise, maybe a little sound disturbs you. And your mind gets stuck to this. Or even better, you get stuck to this idea, I need to find the right position, I need to find the right position. And 99% of the time, you stand or you sit, you try to find the right position. It's the same. It's not necessary to think of this, because if you let go of all this, the right position will come by itself. How often I tell this to my student, you stand, Zhanzhuang, you don't need anything, just stand. The people, of course, want to find the right position. I say, you need to let go here, there, let go. Yeah. Let go means letting go of all the ideas, all the forms, all the shapes. So what you do is you try to achieve a position which is unachievable if you constantly think of this. So letting go will immediately achieve this correct position. Letting go of this idea of or this chasing of a certain goal, or I want to become an immortal. If I let go of this, I can become an immortal. Okay, the mind of a man, of human, is fond of stillness, but desire pulls at it. So all the desires, we want to be still. And then what we do, we desire stillness. We desire stillness because we think this is necessary for enter stillness. Some people, they even put the things in the ears to not hear anything, but there's not stillness. You will still hear a lot of things. You hear your heartbeat, maybe you hear other sounds. Stillness not start in the ear. Stillness start in the heart, in my mind. When I can let go of all these ideas, all these forms and shapes, I can enter stillness. So being able to perpetually dispatch such desires, so getting rid of those desires, the mind will be still by its own. So this is what I just say, and this is what I keep telling my students all the time. If you just do as I say, and you don't find all the time, and you don't, everybody does this, and you have to go through it to make this mistake. Everybody has to go through this. But once you can let go of these desires in any matter, in any life situation, things will fall apart, fall in its correct parts. Settle the mind and the spirit will be clear by its own. So if you can let go of the ideas, there's progress, there's practices how we do this. 说心源, following the mind, following the breathing, focus on the breathing, count breathing. It's very simple. It's simple, but if one wants to really achieve this, they need to practice every day without break. So naturally, the 6 desires will not occur. The 6 desires, they are the desires of the eyes, the ears, the mouth, the nose, the tongue. Tongue is taste, mouth is speech. And the heart, the mind. These are also very important for us. If we want to shoujie, for example, if we want to receive the precepts, we need to also understand that our speech need to be careful. We say something, it has always effects on us and on the others. So sometimes we better shut up and let things go. If we can, then these emotions will not arise. These problems will not arise. So the desires, here is translated into desires. The desires is just what we hear, what we see, they disturb our mind. These are also called the 3 poisons. The 3 poisons are also referred to as like 3 roots, of the mind, of the nose, and of the mouth. So we have the problem when we want to enter stillness, that everything disturbs our mind. If we cannot let go of this, how to let go is a hard process. It takes time. It takes really long time to being, what is the translation? Perpetually or eternally being able to be still. Those who are unable to do so, it's because their mind is not yet settled. The desires have not yet been eliminated. And this is, like I said, a long-term process. If we can find a good teacher that teaches us and we are able to follow the teachings, step by step, we're gonna get rid of all the desires. It's a everyday new start practice. So for those who are able to eliminate them, internally observe your mind, and you will understand your mind has no mind. So now we go, I say this, and you hear this, but you cannot apply this because you're not yet there in the practice. Otherwise, you will not listen to this class. Very clear. And I say this all the time. We also need to be very honest with our own practice, right? If we are able to eliminate, if we are able to eliminate that, then we understand that everything is the same. There is no difference between mind and no mind, between form and no form. So the sentence like this, those who are able to eliminate them internally observe your mind, and your mind has no mind. Externally observe your form, and your mind has no form. Your form has no form. So again, the same. To understand this, it's very simple. You just close your eyes and you melt and be one with everything. You understand that the table is made from the same thing like you. Somebody recently said they are from the stars. Very good. Very, very good. We are all from the stars. We are all part of this little stardust, sprinkled into our area. So once we understand that everything is basically the same, that we don't have one mind, but we are all in one mind, that we are no form, we can be every form. And okay, now you say, here, I have a body, of course, but is this eternally? No. It's just one expression of the material things. But like we see in the earlier part of the scripture, to practice the Shen, go out, we don't attach to this. To go to there is a long-term practice. And maybe for some of you, it's not the thing you want to learn, but today we just talk about this. No other topic for you today, sorry. The practice is very simple. We need to just continuously repeat. And one sentence is very good in my opinion, is 生不带来，死不带去. So you're born in this realm. We're here now with our body. Our body is attached to this realm. If we die, our spirit, our soul, if you want to call it this way, can go somewhere else, maybe go somewhere else. So the Shen is not our body. We can let the Shen go out of the body. Because the form, in fact, has no form. It's just because we believe there's no way out of this. But once you observe your mind, keep observing, you understand there is no difference between mind and no mind. It's all the same. Why we say no mind and mind, or form and no form? Because we make a difference between yin and yang. Right? If we can go to the stage before that, Wuji, we understand everything is the same. And now modern day scientists, they know, if you go very, very small, look very, very small, the quantum physics, they see everything on the smaller scale is the same. Doesn't matter if it's a table or a mouse, yeah, or a book, everything on the small scale is the same. Okay, one moment. I need to find the water. Okay. By the way, this is because Alex, I think, is new for today, the first time. This is part of the called the Qing Jing. It's a scripture as a translation. You can also find on the website or Dao World. They have a download link there. So maybe later after the class, you can just have a look. Or if you have it already as a hard copy. So where were we? Yeah, okay. So form has no form. Observing all things from the distance. The things are not things. It goes further now. Yeah, having already understood these three. Yeah, is we have no mind, we have no form, and there is no thing. Already understand emptiness. Yeah, all we see is emptiness. But there is not stop. Observing that emptiness until even the emptiness disappears. Yeah, and that what emptiness is already non-being. So when we sit for a long time or stand for a long time, doesn't matter what you do, because at this point it is nothing different. Yeah? Sitting, standing, all the same. We still make a difference between being and non-being. Being free of the non-being is non-being. It's the exact non-being. But being free of non-being is already non-being. This is a little bit difficult to understand. So let me explain. If we sit in stillness and we understand everything is one, we don't even think of this. Everything is one, and we enter stillness, emptiness. It's like a big empty void. Maybe we are part of this void. Maybe we are the void. Who knows? So after that, we are still existing. You remember? All the things have one core, is the existence, the being. Yeah? And here is making the difference. This principle of yin yang, the core is the being. Does this now count also for Dao? Yes or no? Fabienne? Nobody can follow. Everybody just look down. Don't want me to say their names. Okay, I can say that. You know, Dao, let's put it this way. If you think of Dao as something as a creator, the creator is outside of the universe, right? To create this. So he's not bound to the principles, right? So it's not bound to the principle of yin yang, right? So of course, in this Daoist cultivation, which is go further from our Zhou class, okay? So don't get this mixed up. We can go behind this being, and we can be free of being, which is non-being. But behind that, we can also be free of the non-being. And in the scripture, this is called the pure tranquility, everlasting serenity. So Qing, Jing, clarity and stillness. Serene until even serenity disappears. How can desire arise? So at the end, it's all about the desires. The desire of sitting in stillness, the desire of sitting straight in the form, all these kind of things, they're all desires. The desire to enter stillness, the desire to become one with Tao, to become non-being, to become empty. All this is desire. But all this can disappear when the desires can disappear. Since desire does not arise, that is called true stillness. So respond to all with this true constant, which means like all the time, continuously practice. It is naturally attained. So this eternal clarity, eternal stillness comes naturally. And in the next sentence, this is just only repeated. So it's when we can go to this point, okay, there's true clarity, true stillness. But then it doesn't stop. So thus, so tranquil, gradually enter into the true Tao. This is where we are at the stage of He Dao. Lian Xu means cultivating the emptiness. He Dao, yeah, enter or become one with Tao. Sounds so clear and so easy, but it's not happening if we don't practice. Since entering into the Tao, into the true Tao, in name we call attaining Tao. So we call this attaining Tao, or become one with Tao, or no, attaining Tao. Though called attaining Tao, in reality, there's nothing to be attained. So for a fact is, at the end, it's all like a big joke, right? So we are always chasing this dream, chasing this desire. And at the end, there's nothing to be attained because you are already part of Tao. You are already the Tao. Yeah. Now you say, then I don't need to practice anything, right? This makes sense. But can you let go of your desire to watch this? Can you let go of the desire to breathe? Can you let go of the desire to eat a sandwich later? Well, here is already past midnight, I think. But I think you have already a day, still at the day, so you need to eat something today. So some people, they understand this, okay, you need to die, or you need to stop being, and this therefore is dying. No, that's not what this means. If we understand all this, this is very highest enlightenment and attaining Tao. It's already done. There's nothing to be attained. In order to bring deliverance to all living creatures, in the name we call attaining Tao. One who can be enlightened can pass on the sacred Tao. So this is why we practice this, because we want to cultivate not for us, but for everybody, for everyone, every single being. I'm doing this not for me, not for you, but for all the people. That's why I'm happy if somebody is a hater, at least they get they get this information. It's like this. Of course, people start arguing, and I'm always laughing if somebody try to start a thing. In fact, they just fight themselves. I don't care if somebody watch my things, or because at the end, everybody watched this. Everybody. And everything is just how it's supposed to be. So where yes, to pass on the Tao can only be done when we understand this. So the Lord Lao speaks, 台上老君说, the superior person does not content. The inferior person is fond of contention. So 上的不得，下的者的，这就是不明道的。If somebody think they do well, they are far from doing well. If somebody think 不争 don't fight, In fact, they are fighting against. What does this mean? Is in simple words, as a modern person, we think we do something good, but in fact, we just do it for ourselves and not for others. I give one example. A person wants to get a good image, so what they do, they donate money to poor people. They think money can buy everything. A poor person doesn't need money. They need food. Maybe they need attention. Maybe they need more love. Maybe it's easier to sit down with them and have a talk. This is easier to give money, right? It's easier to just give the money because I don't want to care about them. I just want to give money and my problem is out of the way. But the problem is not out of the way. And we don't make it better with this. This is what people think when they in the Christmas time. They go to the city, give maybe some money. This is not solving the problem. The people, everybody has a right to live and they want to be respected as a being. And if I make a difference between those and myself, it's the wrong way. It's the wrong path. If I want to cultivate Dao or immortality, we need to understand one thing. Every moment we can die. Every moment, maybe the last one. So how long I want to wait, right? So if I make a difference every time I go to the city, you see, this is a thing. People just give money. When I see someone, I go and talk to them and I buy them food and eat together with them. Dignity. Everybody has the right for this, right? Some people may be drug addicted, okay? Then you cannot give them money. They will buy drugs for this. And if they buy drugs for this and they go crazy and kill somebody, this is on you. This is called Baoying, karma in modern English or in Hindu. Baoying, Yingguo, punishment for this cause and effect. My cause has a huge effect. Maybe I give 10 euro to this person and he buy food for his daughter. So do something good, right? This is how the people think, I feed them, I do something good. But we cannot make sure what he does because we are not God. We not follow them because we just give the money to them and let's go quickly before they ask for more, right? This is how people think of this. A Daoist, and recently we talk about the precepts. I need to work for my money. I need to do things, and I don't, use this. Even I get more money, I don't use this for doing stupid things. I can buy food and eat with them together, or I can, invite them for something. It's much better than just go there and pay a little bit of money. In fact, it's only for myself, to make myself feel better. Very simple. Where were I? Okay, one moment. Yeah, okay. So superior virtue is not virtue. Inferior virtue persists on virtue. So 上的补的，下的折的。If I think I do something good for others, I want to get merits. I'm a Daoist, I do things good for others. I only think of this to do something to get something back is not real Gongde. Let me explain two types of Gongde. It's a Yang Gongde and Yin Gongde. And there is a Jia Gongde, fake Gongde. Gongde means merits of virtue. Here I translate with virtue. Taoists should always practice virtuousness, right? So if we want to become a good person, we need to be good to others. So being good to others with the mind, with the state of mind, if I do this for them, I'm gonna become immortal, something like that. That's also have a motive, right? So I do things without expecting something back. I help my neighbor and I don't expect something back. Like next time you need to help me, maybe you remember when you move with your friends, why don't you want to help me? Last time I helped you. Always have something in mind. And if they don't want to help us, we are angry. Next time, I don't help you. If you think of situations in your life, you can come up with 100 of those situations, 100%. So if I do something without asking for something back, also not deep in my mind, it's two different things, to say it or to think it. To think it is also the wrong way, right? So it's difficult, step by step. But the real good gongda is, the real good gongda is, if you do something and you don't even know that this benefits to other people, you don't even think about this. So one example is, I build something or I make something and, I forget about this, but then some person come along and they use this and they can feed their family with this or something like this. So this is what I call the true gongda, the true virtuousness or the true merits is the yin gongda. 好吧, so let's go continue. So if we do not understand the Tao and its virtue, now we call Dao De, living beings who are unable to attain the true Tao is because they have an assuming mind. As they have an assuming mind, the spirit is daunted. So it's daunted. The spirit is daunted, it becomes obsessed. So if we look at this sentence as a little bit longer one, think what I just said, I assume something back, or I expect something back. And then my mind is not clear. My mind is only, you see, if this person don't help me back, I'm kind of upset, right? Why don't they help me? Because last time I helped them. Why they don't invite me for dinner? Last time I paid for the bill. Why they don't help me? And then you get angry about this. It's because what? Because desire. Do we record this? Is this recording? No? Okay. Hello, everyone. Are you still listening, everyone? Okay, wonderful. We go through this scripture. Very good. So, if I assume something, I already have a plan. I already have an idea. And if I already have an idea, I will not be happy with the outcome. If I can let go of this, maybe I can accept every kind of outcome. Yeah. So let's say I open a business and I expect it to be good. I open a coffee shop and I expect it to be good. I assume it to be run well because I prepare very good. I spend a lot of money, invest in all the machinery. And I open, and after one day, nobody come. After 2 days, nobody come. After 1 week, 1 month, nobody come. And then my mind is only freaking out. Why? I prepare so well. Why? Sometimes there is other influences we cannot even foresee. There's other influences we cannot even think of. So you cannot make sure everything is prepared well. So instead of thinking about why could be different, such things, you could just make the best out of the situation and use it for your good. The best is to, this is not in the scripture, always the best investment is the investment in yourself. If you invest time and practice and research and study, you will have your life benefit from this, whole life. Okay, so if somebody learns a job and they can feed themselves and maybe their family, is what they can do for the whole life. But if I can continue study, I keep progressing and I continue study and invest more in my education. Everybody could do that. Everybody has this free choice, right? So if we can do that, there's more guarantees to feed ourselves for the whole life. But this could be end tomorrow, right? So we are not doing this because we have a goal. We're doing this because we have no other things to do. And it's, for me, it's fun thing to do, to study and invest in my development, education. Everybody can have the choice. Even people say, I have a 20-hour work job. You know, still can learn a little bit, something, if they really want to. And here I want to mention this thing. People who really want to achieve something, they will always find a way. They will always find a way. They don't care of the obstacles and problems in their way. They will always go through and learn from this and become what they want. People who don't really want to do this, they will always find excuses not to do that, not to practice or not to do whatever. We need to have in mind what we really want to achieve with this. Do I want to have some knowledge? Do I want to learn the philosophy to apply into my daily life? Or do I really want to apply all the techniques in my practice? Everybody can choose. And it's no problem if nothing at all, Dao is a big, wide road. Everybody is on this road, if you want it or not. Because Dao is not a god. Dao is Dao. There's gods in Daoism, immortals, who through the cultivation get the title of immortal. Liu Dongbing, for example, he did so many good things. That's why he's so famous for being so mercenary and beneficial to all the beings, right? But he also died at one point. Yeah. And people like raise his title up to as immortal because he's a sovereign. He helped the people in need without asking something back. So if the spirit is daunted, it becomes obsessed with the myriad things. So if even on higher level of spiritual practice or cultivation, I can get obsessed with things. And then it starts to become a desire. As it begins to desire, it is called also ignorance. Ignorance is and wishful thinking distresses body and mind. So if I continuously follow a goal, let's say, this is why I never speak about my personal experience in internal cultivation, because it's a seed I plant into your head. And often people try to follow or want to achieve the same experience. But the experience was for me, not for you. You make your own experience. And if you don't know what to do with this or what the meaning is, you come to me or to a master who can teach you what's going on. But if I tell you all the time, in this moment, you need to enter this and that, you will always try. And when you not achieve this, your mind gets stuck to this and you get frustrated. Letting go of all this will help you to progress. So wishful thinking distresses body and mind. Suffering confusion and humiliation. So I feel very bad if I cannot achieve something. So instead of making big goals, I want to become immortal, how about I become a good human first? I be good for everyone. I be good to the stewardess. I be good to the waitress. I be good to the cook. I be good to husband and wife and daughter and whatnot. Aimless between life and death. What does this mean? Constantly sinking in the sea of misery. Aimless. It's like I'm wandering around without anywhere to go, between life and death. So at the end of this life, you cannot take anything with you. So why we achieve all this? Then some people will say, oh, because I can give this to my kids. As a Daoist practitioner, of course, you can also have kids, some traditions, different traditions, different rules, but if somebody say, oh, I live and I die and all the money I achieve, I give to my kids, everybody know when I die, I cannot take anything with me, right? Everything I can take with me is my soul, my spiritual cultivation. So this is called the sinking in the sea of misery, Kuhai. Kuhai is the sea of misery. And then if we are at this stage, it says forever losing the true Tao. So of this true everlasting Tao, this is the everlasting is the Changjing de. Those who are enlightened will attain it on its own. If you can let go of this, like I just said, we are all part of this now. One person is further there, one person is maybe behind, but doesn't mean that this person is better or worse. It's just in the moment they are there, and maybe in a few years this change. This person is more cultivated, and this person has more knowledge. Why? Because they educate themselves. They read books, they study and cultivate. So all the things are attained by itself. And those who attain enlightenment reach eternal tranquility. So eternal Changjing. Okay, so we stop here with this scripture. And because the rest is just explanation. But this part, what we just read is the Qing. The next three, three parts is explanations of some